Welcome to Room 13, where every story hides a secret, a place the unknown comes to life, and the eerie is all too real. Here, we uncover the chilling tales that lurk in the shadows.
The summertime in the cul-de-sac was the time of year we all looked forward to. 3 months of no school, days spent running the sidewalks and riding bikes, and the familiar sound of the ice cream truck a couple times a day. We lived in those halcyon days when you didn't come in until the street lights came on. The street I lived on had about 12 families, and all of them had kids. Me and Mikey Castro were best buds. I tell you all this so I could tell you that Robbie was odd by the standards of the neighborhood. Robbie didn't have a best friend, and I'm not entirely sure that he had any friends at all. He was a skinny kid with big, thick glasses and a mouth made for frowning. He never joined in our games, and we never really offered. A weird kind of haze seemed to hang over Robbie. It always reminded me of the stink lines around Pigpen and the Peanuts, but this one felt more like TV static. If I spent too much time around him, I always felt like I had a headache coming on. He used to draw on the sidewalk with colored chalk. We all joked that his dad must bring back the defective sticks from the chalk factory where he worked. No matter the temperature, no matter the season, Robbie was out there drawing on the sidewalk. It was the summer of '92. We were having a water war. I was soaking Steve Westers when I heard someone yell in frustration. I looked up to see Robbie shaking his wet arm, scowling at 2 of the Westers brothers who had soaked him. "What are you doing? You'll erase it. Get away from here. This is my sidewalk. Mom said so." Some of us stopped squirting each other, moving closer as he brandished his piece of chalk like a dagger. I approached Robbie, meaning to apologize, but he stood up and brandished the chalk at me again. "Get away. This is my sidewalk. Go play on your sidewalk." I laughed. "Robbie, sidewalks are for everyone. You can't own a sidewalk." "Can too," he belted. "My mom says so. This sidewalk in front of our home is mine." I took a step forward, trying to calm him down, but then I saw what he had been drawing and recoiled a little. For a drawing, it was very expressive. I later think of cave paintings or primitive drawings, but this was far more savage. It was a tall man with long frilled arms, long spindly legs. His chest was equally long, stretching in many colors as it tapered up to a rounded head with a pair of stubby horns on it. His eyes were spirals with swirls changing colors as they swirled into the irises. Even wet, it looked very formidable. "What is that?" I asked. Robbie grinned. "That's the chalk man. I draw him all the time. He comes to me at night, tells me that if I don't, he'll get me. So I draw him everywhere, on the sidewalk, on the carport, even on the back patio." I shook my head, turned to go, but I heard him say something else, and it made my blood run cold. "I put him out here because he says he likes to watch you guys." "What?" I half whispered. He snorted. I said, "He likes to watch you kids while you play. Someday when none of you are paying attention, he'll grab one of you and drag you into his little world and gobble you up. That's what he says anyway." I shrieked and started spraying the chalk drawing. I couldn't have told you why I did it, but I felt certain that it needed to be done. The thing needed to be gone forever. And as it started to fade, I heard my squirt gun hiss as it went empty. I moved away slowly, Robbie still crying as he yelled at me for ruining it. The afternoon had gotten away from me, the sun riding low and the night fast approaching. I'd have to run if I intended to make it home before the streetlights. As I ran down the path and toward the sidewalk, I stopped as I saw something I'd hoped to avoid. Stretched across the sidewalk, the multicolored chalk, very bright, was the chalk man. He was even bigger than he'd been earlier, his arms seeming to twine around the fence posts. I hopscotched over and around him as I took off for home. I hadn't gone very far, though, when I saw another chalk man just as large as the last. His mouth was open, revealing teeth as sharp as knives. A mouth that size would have no problem gobbling me up whole. I ran around this one, too, but he wasn't the last. They seemed to be everywhere. Robbie had been busy indeed. The chalk man was rising and writhing around the concrete. His mouth opened and closed as I ran, those gnashing teeth going up and down as my fervent strides bore me on. When I tripped, my cry had nothing to do with the way the pavement ate up my hands and knees. I thought I had just caught the edge of the sidewalk in my haste. But as I looked back, I felt my neck hair stand up. A single chalk hand, a purple claw, looking huge and cruel, had risen up to grab my ankle as I ran. The chalk man was even now rising from the pavement, its gnashing teeth chomping at my ankle. It nearly had me, too. I was so surprised to find the chalk arm rising from the concrete. Things like this didn't happen in the real world. It dragged me halfway to its gaping maw before I realized I wasn't dreaming. I pulled hard, but his hands were strong. He dragged me back, more of me rising as he yanked at me. But fate had other ideas. He grabbed not the whole ankle, but my sock, as his hand slipped on the fabric. I was up and moving before he could latch back around it. I was running. I was dodging around other chalk drawings. I saw my house coming into view. That was until I saw the chalk man outside my own gate. He was already rising like a blighted weed from the pavement, and I knew I couldn't get around him. I sidestepped into the neighbor's yard, and that's when I saw it. His hose was coiled around the spot. I reached for the nozzle as the shadow of that thing fell over me. It was rising huge now, coming up and up. I unwound the hose, and when the water hit it, the chalk man seemed as surprised as I was. It stepped back, some of its color fading, and as I pelted it with water, the chalk began to run into the gutter. He was melting like the Wicked Witch. As he fell away to nothing, I turned off the hose, and I ran the rest of the way home. For the next several nights, I had bad dreams about the chalk man. In my dreams, I didn't get away. But after that night, I didn't see any more of the sidewalk drawings. Some people in the neighborhood had complained, and Robbie was only allowed to draw them in front of his own house. His parents got fined, I heard, and his dad grounded him from drawing for a week. I assume he still did, since the chalk man never got him. But the chalk man never darkened our sidewalks again. I can remember on the days when I found myself close to the madly scribbling boy. The chalk man still seemed to move, but it could have been heat shimmer. Those are but the remembrance of a child. They're so vivid. I often wonder how much is speculation and how much truly happened.
Hey, the stories aren't over yet, but consider subscribing and leaving a like. With a simple tap on the screen, you help our work a lot. Now, without further ado, let's move on to the next story.